Thank you, Saman. So I'm so pleased to tell you about one of our newer innovations, the Master Finance Program. And if you didn't know, we launched this program in 2008 during the financial crisis. And I'm sure you remember all the headlines are about reducing the number of finance roles, certainly not adding to them. So why would we create a program in that environment? And I can honestly say, because our finance faculty knew that finance itself is not the problem, finance is the solution. And it doesn't take fewer finance people, but it takes more highly trained finance people to solve these issues and to contribute to markets that are changing rapidly and becoming more complex. And so our solution is the MFin program. And as graduates from MIT, you know the legacy of finance at Sloan. The deep history and the significance of these pioneers make Sloan a really special and unique place, and more importantly, perfectly positioned to create the MFin program. Now, before M, we were seeing a decline in student interest in finance, resulting in fewer graduates accepting finance roles. And for reasons I just stated, this was not the right direction, given the roots in finance and the skill sets needed in industry. But with the addition of the MFin program, I am pleased to say the presence of our graduates in financial services has grown, nearly doubling over the past 5 years, which is great for industry, but also great for expanding your Sloan finance network. But beyond increasing the number of highly trained finance people, what is our goal? The goal of the MFin program is to create the next generation of global financial leaders. Leaders who have a deep understanding of not only the technical, but the ethical implications of finance. Leaders who have a deep understanding of the profession's responsibility to society. And true to Sloan's mission, leaders who are going to improve the world. And how exactly are we achieving this goal? Through a 1-year, 3-term experience that provides a solid foundation of technical training along with a flexible curriculum so that students can customize their experience to meet their career objectives. Our students learn leading-edge modeling methodology, state-of-the-art analytical skills, and theory and action learning is a key component throughout their entire curriculum. They also explore ethical implications of business decisions and responsibilities of finance professionals throughout the entire time there. In addition to taking approximately 12 finance courses over 3 terms, they have Career Corps. They participate in clubs in the Senate. We have a very active MFin speaker series, and students participate in various action learning like China Lab, India Lab. They participate in our MFin Finance Asia Trek. So it's a pretty rigorous and intense year. And unlike other Sloan master's programs, MFin is geared towards early career finance professionals. And what do I mean by that? So 50% of our class comes straight from undergraduate, and the average work experience for the class is less than 2 months, including internships. So for this reason, practical training is absolutely essential. And our students get this action learning through this practical training through action learning. And one of our innovations in this space is finance research practicum. So this is an experience where companies will sponsor problems, finance problems, and our students working in teams over the month of January, which is the independent activities period, full-time to deliver solutions to these companies. So it gives them the opportunity to take what they learn in the classroom and be able to apply it in a practical setting. And about half of the projects take place on-site with the firm, half of the projects are conducted on campus, but certainly with a level of interaction via conference calls and meetings. And this year's Practicum had over 80 students participating across 27 different projects. And you can see the amazing roster of firms, and I know some of your firms are represented, so I want to take this opportunity to thank you for sponsoring and hope you'll sponsor in the future as well. I mean, action learning is absolutely an invaluable experience. Where other programs simply teach theory, our program trains students to put theory into practice. So it's a great way to meet our students, to get some of your business problems worked on, and particularly to test and assess their skill sets, particularly if you have hiring needs. So that was a quick overview of the program. 5 years in, and we already are recognized as a leading finance program. 5 years ago, we didn't exist. Today, we have the largest program in the world. And the number of applications continue to grow year over year. This year we received almost 1,600 applications for 120 seats, making MFin the most competitive master's program across all of MIT. And in those 1,600 applications, we had over 80 countries represented. And because of our strong brand, world-renowned faculty, and personalized curriculum, I can say we win more admits than we lose. And here's a snapshot of our incoming class that will join us on July 1st. Women make up 44% of the class, which is a much higher percentage than any of our like programs that we compete against. We're a very global program with 85% of our students non-US, representing 25 different countries. And the average work experience, as I mentioned earlier, is 17 months, so the early career professionals. And as you would expect, all our students coming in have already excelled academically and on test scores. So our students have proven success before joining us, and they carry that success throughout the program and into the job market. Our employment results have been very strong, particularly in a market that hasn't fully recovered. 94.7% of our job-seeking students from the class of 12, which is our most recent employment report, had offers within 3 months of graduation. And when they do join industry, they're prepared for a wide variety of roles with a wide variety of firms. You can see some names here, select names, and some of the sample job titles. What's not represented on this slide is our growing presence with central banks and sovereign wealth funds and government agencies. These organizations tend to sponsor their students, and that's a market that we're actively pursuing, particularly in South America, the Middle East, as well as across Asia. And with the incoming class this July, we have 7 central banks represented, a couple different sovereign wealth funds, and a few other government-related agencies, which I think will really add to the classroom experience, as well as building that very strong and robust network when they're working with those in industry going forward. And then when our graduates, what's great about our MFin graduates, they're global, mobile, and seek the best opportunities. This is a few examples from some of our prior graduating classes, but they're all over the country in various different sectors and doing different things. So we've come a long way in a pretty short time, and so I hope the overview today has excited you as much as we are excited about this program, and so much so that you'll want to get involved. And a few ways that you can do that is you can consider MFin graduates in your recruiting and hiring plans. Consider sponsoring somebody from your organization to come to our program for 1 year, get these strong skill sets, and then they'll return to the organization to start employing them. You could participate in our finance research practicum by sponsoring a project, great way to interact with students. Or you can connect with our students. You can let us know when you're on campus. You can engage with them one-on-one, in groups. You could be part of our MFin speaker series. So different ways to get involved, and I'd be happy to talk to you further later about if you're interested in doing just that. So earlier, you heard Andrew talk about how financial engineering can cure cancer. And he gave a similar talk to MFin admits, but also included how financial engineering can stop global warming and solve the energy crisis. Not small issues, and Andrew admitted it might be a tall order to suggest that future MFins would be the source of solutions to these issues, but I think we believe it's true. I think the program is destined to develop global financial leaders who will use finance to solve significant issues the world is facing. I've worked with so many of our students so far, and I can tell you they are so smart, driven, passionate about finance, and they absolutely want to do good things. So I believe the MFins are capable of improving the world. I hope you do too, and I hope you'll support our program and finance at Sloan. Thank you.